What's up, guys? My name is Chris Silva, also known as the PodBoss. You are about to watch the first episode of my podcast. My first guest is going to be my childhood best friend, Brandon Olson. If you see some hot spots in the green screen, we're still working out the kinks here, so please bear with me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Really do appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and we'll be bringing more content your way. Awesome. Welcome to the first episode of the PodBoss. My name is Chris Silva, and I got my first guest here, one of my best friends in the entire world, Brandon Olson.
Oh, thank you, sir.
What's up, buddy?
Pleasure to be here, man.
Gonna do a quick cheers.
I'd say, yeah, what do you got over there?
I got some lyrical lemonade.
Oh, very nice.
You can't find that. You can't find that.
That's limited,
Don't
right?
be upset.
That's all gone. You might have the last can left in the States. Yeah.
I think I do.
Nice. I got a little K&M root beer,
Okay.
fresh from the Woodstock Inn.
Nice, dude.
It's good stuff, man. It's my number 2 in the root beer rankings.
That's
Just behind
awesome.
Captain Eli's.
This is the first one I've cracked.
There you go.
It's a 4-pack I got
There you go.
from my brother-in-law, Scott.
Nice.
And I've been saving it because they're out of stock. So, been holding on to it, and I'm sure you're pretty jealous.
That's right. No day but today, man.
Dude.
Hey, cheers to you, buddy.
Cheers to you.
Thanks
Thank you for
for having
coming
me
on.
on.
Absolutely. Oh, that is smacking.
That is the good stuff, man.
That's delicious. That's great, man.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, buddy. I am good. Life
This
is
could
good.
be anything you want it to be,
Yeah,
right?
I like
The
this
green
good
screen.
setup. Yeah, this is nice. I could do a weather report for you towards the end if you want. You know, watch out, Al Roker. I'm coming.
You know, that's one job I always thought. It just seems too hard.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Like,
I think it's like half and half. Where like I know a lot of the weather folks in our area are actually meteorologists.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like nationally they're just like actors or kind of like TV personalities. Like they don't even know shit about the weather.
Yeah. I remember we could have met. Well, you did. Tony Petrarca. Back in elementary
fourth
school.
grade.
Yeah. That's how far we go back.
Yeah.
Is elementary school.
Yeah, way back kindergarten.
Elementary school. We go back 5th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me.
I'd say kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
And,
30 years this year, man.
Yep, 30 years.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. But back to my story. Tony Petrarca came to see us.
Yeah.
And I got in so much trouble I couldn't meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and
Yeah.
Steve Luthi.
Yeah.
We got in so much trouble.
I remember that day he came. I was in 4th grade, Mrs. McHenry's class. And, like classic like little kid thing, like, you get to like go up and like shake his hand or whatever afterwards. And I remember I had like my, spiral notebook. And, like a bunch of people that had gone up ahead of me were like, oh, can I get your autograph? So I'm just like, well, everybody's doing it, so I got to do it too, I guess. So I go up there with my little spiral notebook, and I remember he signed it. He wrote Tony P, and then in like the head of the P, he put a smiley face.
Nice.
And I was like, that's not his first autograph. That's a savvy veteran move right there. This guy's a pro.
Dude, I don't even know what we did to get in trouble. I think we were probably just like, we probably just wouldn't shut up. Because that's all,
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, and you're a kid too, right? So, like, we were just insane. But I remember we had to sit in the principal's office. And we had to write down on the piece of paper back and front that we will not misbehave in class.
Yeah.
I will not misbehave in class.
Was that Mr. Martinez at that point, or was it still Mr. Madphonian?
I believe it was Mr. Madphonian.
Ooh, Mr. Mad.
Damn, that's really old school.
What a perfect name for a principal, Mr. Mad. Dude,
I loved that school.
Yeah, that was a great time.
There's no better memories for me, seriously, than that time.
Yeah. It was,
Meeting all you guys.
Time to grow up. Yeah.
Mike, Nick, Bethany,
yeah,
Megan, all you guys. Like, I still like hold you guys right here.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it was such a great time to grow up. Like we've talked about so many times, where it's kind of like the good blend of, it was kind of pre all like the crazy technology that takes over kids nowadays.
Yeah.
But like we had like a little bit of that.
Yeah,
but
like,
enough of it was kind of cool and whatnot. But at the same time, whatever. We still had. Just most of it was based on, just talking to each other and hanging out at the schoolyard and playing tennis racket baseball and, wrestling on trampolines and you name it.
Dude, I mean, like, I don't know, like kickball. Like, I couldn't wait to play kickball with you guys, but we communicated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we were actual, like, friends.
Right.
Now, if I drove by, like, a school, I feel like kids would be like this.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, just a bunch of kids like leaning against the wall, doing something on their phone. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
even today, like I know we're kind of programmed to
Yeah.
be like on our phones.
Yeah.
But I'll catch myself in a room with like 5 people and like at least 3 are on their phones.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And then I'll be like, I'll put my phone down and go, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, I need to break this up.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so let's go off our phones.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just, I don't know. I catch myself doing that sometimes,
Yeah.
and I could be bad
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, sometimes you can tell the people that didn't grow up playing wall ball with pegging.
Yeah. With begging.
Yeah, and that's like, getting a tennis ball thrown at you. Don't take it to a weird place, people.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Just got
nowadays,
that.
like,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
What does he mean?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Oh, boy.
I've heard about that. It's not like that.
Yeah, Jesus. All right, we're gonna
Right,
we're gonna go right by that. Yeah. So the other day we talked about the baseball cards that I have.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
brought
cool.
them.
I was really excited to see that when I showed up.
Check it out. I'm gonna grab you a box.
Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that. Was it 1988? We're one year old.
My brother, St. Brendan's had a Christmas bazaar. They used to have them all the time. I don't even know if they do anymore.
Yeah.
My brother loved baseball.
Yeah.
I liked football more than really any sport.
Right.
But he loved baseball. I think I played because I wanted to follow my brother. I wanted to be like my brother.
And we all played too. So
And you guys all
all
played.
my boys are playing. Yeah.
I liked it,
Right.
but like I wanted to play because all of our friends were playing. My
Right.
brother played, all
Yeah.
this. But we went to the bazaar with my mom, and my brother put in one ticket. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you got to put in more. And he's
Yeah.
like, pff. My brother was kind of cheap. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's kind of like, I want to go around and put
Yeah.
the only tickets mom can give me
Yeah.
and other stuff. And I remember seeing these older guys putting in like 10, 15 tickets. Like each person was
Yeah.
putting in a ton.
Yeah.
We're at home. It's like a few days later, and my mom got the call that my brother won the
Yeah.
2 boxes of cards.
Oh yeah. Look at that, man.
I think he's opened them a couple times.
Right.
But dude, they're so crisp.
I was gonna say, yeah, for being 35 years old, they're in good shape.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. Let's see what we got. Let's just pull like.
And I don't know one person.
Little stack here, but look, right from jump, Ruben Sierra.
Is he any good?
Yeah, he played in the league for like 20 years. Really good. He had a good run with the Rangers, the Yankees. He was around for a long time. Made a few All-Star teams.
Well, when you find a Mickey Mantle, just let me know.
Yeah, right. Oh, dude, here's a good one. Kyle Yastrzemski, man. Red Sox Hall of Famer, MLB
Really?
Hall of Famer, yeah. So Kyle Yastrzemski was my dad's favorite player. So
Really?
when I was a kid, like the glove that my dad had, remember like how like baseball gloves in the palm would always have like someone's autograph in it?
Oh yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
like, I got Ken Griffey Jr. or I
Yeah.
got like whoever on like the autograph on my glove.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad had an old Carl Yastrzemski glove that had a big crown in it because in 1967, Carl Yastrzemski won the Triple Crown, which is like like highest batting average, most home runs, most RBIs in a season.
Yeah.
And he had the highest in all 3 categories, which is like pretty rare. Like there wasn't another Triple Crown until like, I don't know, a handful of years ago, Miguel Cabrera won one. So there was, one Triple Crown in like 50 years.
Wow.
So I remember that glove. So my dad would, let me use it. And I always thought it was the greatest thing. And obviously it was an old glove. It was like super heavy duty. And I remember playing in a game with it and the stitching in like the web started to like bust basically because it was so old.
Yeah.
So I was like, Dad, you got to restitch it. So my dad restitched it for me. And I used that glove for a long time until I got to like middle school. And it was kind of like, all right, I need to get like a newer, more modern glove,
Am I in frame here? What's going on? Am I in frame? Before we started, am I in frame? Yep, you're in frame.
Yeah.
But now, that's my brother-in-law behind the camera.
Yeah, that's right.
Am I in frame?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, dude, look at that. I have no idea who this guy is, but how weird is this? It's
Ricky Henderson.
It's almost a combination of you and I.
Chris Brando.
Dude, apparently that's a real guy.
That's hilarious.
Apparently he was a catcher for the Cleveland Indians.
Dude, you just reminded me of remember the movie Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, of course.
Remember at the end when he...
Hey, Gardenhosa.
Yeah. Remember at the end when he found when the tag fell off and it was his mom's?
Yeah, it was you.
And she's like, yeah. I had those...
It was me.
Dude, those like 90s corny movies were just...
Floated.
Yeah. Floated.
Yeah.
So funny, dude.
Yep.
hot ice.
Yeah, you heat up the ice cubes. It's the best of both worlds.
Dude, I met him.
Daniel Stern?
No, the kid that played him.
Thomas Ian Nicholas.
Yeah, I met him at the only Comic-Con I've ever been to.
Oh, no, that's right. I remember that he didn't he have like the Rowan Gardner jersey on, like for the take a picture with him or something.
So we had the Cubs jersey.
Yeah,
with his name on it or whatever. And I walked by him. I met a few people, but I've never been to Comic-Con before. So I saw him and I was like, dude, I loved that movie growing up.
Yeah.
You know, just a lot of memories and this and that.
So I think it was like 93, 94, so kind of right in that sweet spot.
Yeah, so I went up to him and I was like, dude, what's up? And he's like, how are you? I was like, I'm good, man. I was like, can I get a picture with you, bro?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, man. So I paid him the money.
Yeah.
I think it was like $60.
Yeah.
Or $80.
Like we watched that movie ad nauseum back in the day. I mean, you've probably all seen that movie 100 times.
Yeah, I think it was like $60 or $80 to take a picture with him and get an autograph.
Right.
And I said, well, I'm meeting this guy. I'm going to tell him my funny story with my brother.
Yeah.
My brother will call me or text me, and he'll just go, Garden Hoser, and I'll just start laughing, you know? So I told him that story, and he's like, oh, man, I'm glad you loved the movie. I was like, oh, dude, it was one of our favorites growing up. And I said, I loved you in American Pie, like, all those movies. And he signed the autograph. And at the end, he wrote, good luck with the acting and all this stuff. And he wrote, Garden Hoser.
Nice.
And it was so funny. I still have it.
I remember a scene in Rookie of the Year, and I remember I had it at the house all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So my mom had seen it a bunch, my dad had seen it a bunch, but usually, like, my mom, she's someone that, like, if she sees a movie once, like, she's good. Like, she doesn't ever have to see it again, which obviously...
I've watched The Irishman, like, 7 times.
Right.
And that's 3 hours long.
Right, yeah, that's a huge investment, right? But, so I remember watching the movie. Do you remember the scene where he's at the doctor and he's getting the cast taken off of his arm after he broke his arm?
Oh, yeah.
So he's, like, at the doctor and he's having him do, like, kind of, like, some basic things. He's like, okay, now, like, raise your arm up. He's like, okay, now bend at the elbow. He's like, okay, now just rotate from the shoulder slowly. And he's just like, whoop, and he, like, slaps him in the face. And then the doctor lets out what, like, still, like, an all-time line. He just goes, funky butt loving. And then, like, the other kids are in the room and they're like, did he just say funky butt loving?
God.
And I remember my mom, like, actually, like, audibly belly laughing at that scene, which is rare. Like, that's not her style necessarily, that kind of humor and whatnot. But I think it just, like, caught her off guard, and she, like, laughed pretty hard at that.
My mom can watch movies. My dad's, like, hit or miss. You know, I'll mention an actor, and he goes, pfft.
Yeah.
He just has, like, a different kind of humor. You know what I mean? Like, he loves Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. But, I'll mention certain actors, and he'll be like, bleh. I'm like, you don't think they're funny?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I like, hold my belly laughing when I watch that guy, you know?
Well, I think, kind of like, again, like, the comedians or the comedic actors of our era, Jim Carrey, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, I feel like my dad would get down with that, 'cause, like, he's down for, like, slapstick humor, but my mom, more times than not, like, 99 times out of 100 was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, my dad grew up with
it was funny.
Yeah, my dad grew up with the original primetime players, like that type of crew, Gilda Radner, all those people, like that. To him, that was like comedy. Chevy Chase, all those guys. But when I mentioned like a certain, like Will Ferrell, he's like, eh.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? I think he's funny. I mean, some movies I'm not.
Right.
I don't like everything, but
right.
Some movies.
I think maybe it's just like a lot of things where like the comedians that are like your era.
Yeah.
I think everyone feels kind of romantic about their era, because it's what they grew up with. It probably means a lot more to them. Came up in your like formative years, kind of thing.
Yeah, you were big into Chris Farley when we were kids. I think you and I shared a lot of like love for Chris Farley more than anybody else. I think
big time.
That I knew of.
Yeah.
So, you and I would really quote him a lot when we were kids.
Big time. I remember because I think it was also 4th grade, ironically enough, going back to kind of circling back from our Tony Petrarca story in 4th grade. So I remember waking up and my parents used to get the Providence Journal. Yeah. And usually in the morning, like when I was having breakfast, I would like look at the sports page and like look at like the Red Sox stats and all that kind of stuff. But I remember on the front page of Projo, said, comedian Chris Farley, found dead, age 33.
Crazy.
Whatever, which is crazy to think about that, like, we were 2 years older than him now,
Yeah.
But anyway, I remember seeing that, and literally, like, my world was rocked that morning. Like, I was, like, visibly upset.
Yeah.
To the point where my mom, that day actually let me stay home from school. And I have a really kind of cool memory of that where, again, like I said, my mom was not into slapsticky Chris Farley type movies. And I remember she sat there that day 'cause she could tell I was like pretty bummed out about it.
Yeah.
And she sat there and we watched Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, and Beverly Hills Ninja back to back to back. And my mom sat there for like the 6 hours worth of those movies and watched them with me. Just to
Chris Farley was great, man. Same with me, man. I don't remember if I stayed home or anything like that. I don't remember that far back as far as like exactly what happened, but I remember feeling pretty gutted.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I like looked up to Chris Farley at that age.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want to be funny like this guy.
Yeah.
And just seeing him on SNL with like Adam Sandler and then Phil Hartman, like all those guys. Like whenever you heard about those guys dying, like my brother told me he came to Waters.
Yeah.
He like, I don't know if he came to pick me up or something, and he's like, man, Phil Hartman died. And I was like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, that one was tragic too.
And like what I loved about those days too was like they didn't become a meme the next day.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a joke that they died.
Right.
Like I've already seen like like Bob Saget jokes and like Betty White jokes, and that's the world now.
Yeah.
Someone's quick to like make fun of them
right
after they died.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't find that funny. I'm like, man, that sucks, man. That's someone's son.
Yeah.
Someone's father, someone's uncle, you know, someone's brother.
Yeah, so it's not a punchline, right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, all right, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's, I know you really love this song too, but the Sandler tribute that he wrote for Farley a couple years ago for that Netflix special that he did.
I listened to that probably 100 times.
Yeah. I remember watching that Netflix special. It was at my house. It was when Sean was still living with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a Friday night. Neither one of us really had a lot going on. Both had long weeks at work.
Yeah.
So like, all right, man, hey, you want to like order a pizza and just kind of chill and like throw something on Netflix or whatever? It's like, yeah. So, we throw on Netflix and we look and that new Sandler stand-up had just come out. So we're like, hey, you want to watch this? We're like, all right. Yeah, it was the 100% Fresh. That's what it was. For, like the Rotten Tomatoes.
So funny.
reference.
Yeah, it was great.
And so we're watching that, and that's like the last scene in that stand-up is like, you wrote this song for Farley. And so as soon as I hear him say that, I'm like, oof. I'm like, this is going to be awesome / gut-wrenching at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting there on the couch, and Sean and I are probably, the same distance away that you and I are. And we're both sitting there, and we're both just kind of like, got our hand up, like, kind of whatever, shielding each other from each other. And like as that song's going, dude, like I can like feel my eyes welling up, and I'm just.
We felt it.
Yeah.
We felt it, dude.
Because like
and
everything he was singing about, I was like, man, I totally get that.
We were there.
Yeah.
Like we were there when it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to look back now at 35 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, first of all, life's moving pretty fast.
Right,
Ferris Bueller was very right.
Yes, indeed.
But I remember when I saw that, I was like, Jesus, like how are we here? Like it still felt like I remember exactly when it happened, you know, hearing about it.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Yeah. I always think back, too, because I know there was some footage that was released of him doing some, like, early footage for Shrek. So, like, Mike Myers, like, when they were doing, like, writing Shrek, he had the intent of making Chris Farley the Shrek character.
Oh,
like,
no
Mike
kidding.
Myers was never actually supposed to be Shrek. Like, that was going to be Chris Farley.
No kidding. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. If you go
that
on
is
YouTube,
cool.
they released, like, some audio, just some, like, real early, like, production stuff of, like, just, like, some sound tests and stuff of him being, as Chris Farley being Shrek.
Now I can't even picture it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's hard, right? Yeah, 'cause he just, like...
Mike Myers crushed
Shrek
that.
is just kind of, ironically, iconically, the Mike Myers kind of Scottish voice, yeah.
I met him in Disney.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Shrek.
Oh. I was gonna say, you met Mike Myers and didn't tell
Not
me?
Disney.
I'm like, wait, what?
No, I would have told you that.
That's what I mean. I was like, wait, no way.
I met
this.
Shrek, Donkey, and Fiona. It was at Universal, actually.
Nice.
My wife and I, It was on our honeymoon, I believe.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
went
come
to
on,
Universal.
Shrek. I go crack one off like that.
Yeah.
Have my mouth open and everything.
Yeah, he was like, where you from?
Yeah.
I was like, Rhode Island. He's like, where? I was like, yeah, nobody knows.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like it's funny. Like, so when I was in the military after college, any of the time that I spent down south, people would very clearly hear that I'm not Southern. They wouldn't necessarily guess that I was from the Northeast either, but they'd be like, "Oh, like where are you from?" And I'd say, "Oh, I'm from Rhode Island," and they'd be like, "Oh, how is New York?"
Oh,
like,
dude, all the
like,
time.
No, I'm like, that's Long Island.
All the time.
They're like, They're like, so what's Rhode Island? And I was always kind of blown away that I'm like, I mean, we all learn the 50 states, man. Like, come
We
on.
got hot weenies
Yeah.
and coffee milk.
Dude, you know
and
what?
clam
Most
cakes.
of the time would kind of like bring people
Lobster
around.
rolls.
You know, I'd make reference. I'd be like, oh, like Rhode Island, the smallest state, biggest little state in the union, little roadie. Like,
Yeah.
and people would be looking at me, you know, like deer in the headlights. And I'd say, you guys ever see Family Guy? And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, that's, you know, based in Rhode Island. I was like, the guy who wrote that's from Rhode Island. It's like, oh, so you live in Quahog? I'm like, no.
Are you joking?
I'm like, no, Quahogs are like a thing. I'm like, they're like a little clam. I'm like, there's no actually town named Quahog.
Although that would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
I would move to Quahog.
Yeah.
I would
sure.
I would totally try to convince my wife.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, if that was on like your
And then go to the Drunken Clam.
Like, yeah, live on Spooner Street in Quahog, Rhode Island.
Even though I don't drink, I'd go to the Drunken Clam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'd have to go hang out.
And I'd order
just hang
or a
out there
Pepsi.
and have root beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd order a Pepsi or a Coke. Actually, I'm more of a Coke guy. Sorry,
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Yeah, no worries, right? But yeah, man. So I mean, now you kind of delved into that a little bit. You know, I know we've talked about it a bunch, but you know, so we've been boys a long time, and I'm really proud of you for your kind of recent journey there with your sobriety.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. It's a tough road.
Yeah,
It is a tough road.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 months, actually.
Yeah.
6 months.
That's awesome, man. That's
Been
great.
sober. I mean, what was cool about it, I mean, nothing's cool about it, but I mean, actually, there's a lot cool about it. If, you know, I don't think we have enough time to really dive into it, but I feel better.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking clearer. You know, my son means more to me than alcohol.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Not too many people knew I was struggling with it.
Yeah.
And I've quit 100 times.
Right.
But finally, I think when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired for real,
Right.
you're done.
Yeah, that's when you
With
make,
anything.
That's when you make real life change. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I think for me it was like, I don't know, my son was a huge part of me backing off.
Yeah.
I'm like, does he want to see this me or does he want to see this me?
Yeah.
You know, and drink until 2 a.m. by myself. Like, what is that? That's
Yeah. Right.
I don't want him seeing that.
Right.
You know, so.
Right.
The really cool part about it is when I quit, a lot of people reached out to me on
Yeah.
Instagram, on Facebook, you
Right.
know, and people I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Honest to God, on Instagram, I would just hashtag it,
Yeah.
and then people would friend request me, and then I'd get a message like,
Yeah.
"Oh, how did you quit?" I'm only like a month in. I'm like, "Oh man, it's you know, you just gotta want it."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Can you keep in touch with me?" And I'm like,
Right.
"Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's
I would
cool.
absolutely
it
do
sounds
that."
like there's like a cool kind of community component to it of people who have, you know, been through it, so they can kind of support you and help you, and then at the same time now you're at a point where, yeah, maybe you can influence and support others. You know,
Yeah,
so
and
it's kind of great.
I didn't think, you know, when I quit, I didn't think about that part. I didn't think about I didn't influence anybody.
Right.
You know, but apparently I have with the people that have reached out, which is pretty cool, and I'm glad. I hope that they are on the same, you know, hope they're doing well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, it's a good journey because I'm in a trade now. I don't think I could have done that before.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
paying
yeah.
for school and all
I
that
was gonna
stuff.
say, I'm sure too, like even just the, you know, like the physical nature of what you do for work. Like, you know, it starts early and it's, you know, busy days, it's physical days, like trying to do that if you're hungover or still kind of banged up from the night before.
And to each his own who drink, honest to God. Like,
Yeah,
if you drink,
absolutely.
good for you. I was the first person to show up to the party and the last one to leave.
Yeah.
You know, that was
Yeah.
who I
And
was.
honestly, you
But
could still be that guy because that's who I am, and I haven't had a drop ever in my whole life. So
I know,
you can still
I know.
be that guy.
No, I actually, I prefer sober Chris, you know, because
Yeah.
I was sleeping till 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, and
Yeah.
you know, I wasn't getting my responsibilities taken care of, and it was just making me not a good person.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, I don't want to be like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I just decided that enough was enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got a couple minutes here. We're gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
I want to definitely thank you.
Yeah, it was my pleasure, man.
We're gonna have to do this again. This
Yeah, I'll
isn't.
say,
This is gonna
you-
happen.
You know, I'll come back
Oh, my
anytime.
God,
I was gonna
yeah.
Say, yeah, we've got content for days.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But I want to thank you for touching on that. That's a sensitive subject to me. I don't really bring it up to people, but
Yeah.
you've known
Yeah.
me a long time, so
Yeah.
I want to thank you for
Yeah,
that.
man,
And
and honestly, you deserve, you know, a little praise, man. I'm really proud of you, and you know, glad you're doing what you got to do, and I'm glad you're feeling good. And
feeling great, man.
it's awesome, man.
Feeling great.
Yeah.
Can't be
Proud of you.
stopped, baby.
That's right.
So again, I want to thank you for coming on the PodBoss. This is super exciting. This is the first episode. I hope you guys like it. If you don't, that's cool too. I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea, but thank you for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We'll definitely have more content coming your way. Cheers.